Now, we pick up before what is about to be our bowl game, and we're excited about that. But we got to find out that the 2025 Heisman Trophy winner is Gunnar Stockton from Georgia. The man had a crazy year. 48 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 4,000 passing yards. Would you like to transfer to Cascade Valley, friend? And the good news is the largest logo in sports will get an invite to a bowl game that I can't quite read the name of because our logo covers it. But it is in Montgomery, Alabama. Cascade Valley versus Texas State. Let's get this done. Texas State versus Cascade Valley. We're in a bowl called the Camellia Bowl. We know that now because we could see it past our giant logo. It's time to get it done. We might have lost the MAC championship, but the bowl game, I hope we're winning that one. Wacom and company trying to do better early on in the game. I think one of our biggest issues is like early on in the game, we have just been trash. And we're trying to be better, but it's just been tough. Squad trying to find some positive gain here. Hardy's going to make a decent carry. Because he still has a little bit of a redshirt option, we're still going to be giving Monty Dog an opportunity to shine here. Because we want to see the future. Is he going to be the starter? Is it somebody else? We're going to find out. Wonko back out here. Nowhere to go. He's got to get rid of it. Second attempt, but Wonko knows his team needs a little something here. And the offensive line just gives up. There's so many new guys that potentially could be starting next year because we just have some absolute...
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
Duds, including quarterback. Including quarterback. We make it hard for our defense. We definitely do. We have to remind ourselves, oh, this is only year 2. Okay, we're getting better. We were a cupcake team, but we've got a long way to go. Yes, we do. Offensively, we're crying. A lot. 2nd and 10.
I don't like where this is going.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm going to be honest. We're encouraging Bawanko to transfer. Tough times. Very tough times. I just watched the man do a pirouette in midair. We're down bad. You could say that this game is not off to a great start, you know? That is absolutely a thing. We've made a quarterback change again. Some of you might say, well, GGB, I think the throws are actually the person controlling them. And I would tell you that this is a realistic situation where the only person controlling is the player themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Xavier Jarvis, who's been here the last couple of plays, and he's a little bit faster than we thought, you know?
Oh, my God.
We're uninstalling. The game is currently 21-0. In most places where I grew up, that means the game gets turned off. But Cascade Valley keeps going. Pick third down to 7. We got a conversion. 1st and 10. Did he overthrow? I'm crying. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. I want to vomit. Jarvis. 3rd and 3. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. I'm crying. I think the worst part about all this, I just realized that it's only the first quarter. So down 21-3. In the first quarter. Texas State could punt it, but they decided to go for it on 4th down. This is where we are in life. What is that? Texas State going for it again on 4th down? What is that? Our guys giving up another one. A fumble. Hold. We're back. 2-minute warning approaching. Okay. Just... everyone's scholarship's gone. Jarvis in the game for better or for worse right now. We're just watching the offensive line not do anything. Why are we juking with the man that slow? 3rd and long. Morrison's going to hold on with a catch. We hurry back up to the line here. Higgins is going to get that one. Gets about 9. 2nd and short. We're obviously in chuck it territory. Get it out here to Monte Dog. We'll take that. All right, guys, hurry up to the line. We're crying. 2nd and 10. Not a lot of time left in this game. Oh my God. They're bumping and grinding. 3rd and 10. It is just feeling like nothing is humanly possible. Our guys don't block. And we wanted to audible out after we saw the win, but we can't call back-to-back timeouts. So YOLO, you know? Punt would have done the same thing. 3rd quarter, still down 18. Tough times at Ridgemont High. We're going to go with a halfback screen. No one apparently blocking on this play, but we got the first down. Monty Dog in a halfback. Monty Dog apparently weighs 10 pounds. Jarvis under center again, still trying to prove that he belongs on this team for next year. And he's not doing a good job of it. 2nd down, 10 yards to go.
Another one.
Dog. He stinks. We are absolutely getting cooked. There's no hope for Cascade Valley. Just kidding. We're still alive. I'm crying. 2nd and 10. Everybody stinks on this team. Except for Jeremy Lewis. It's about time. College Football 25's simulation engine is not fixed, in case you were wondering. EA Sports. It's in the game. The good news is the offseason is basically here. Who was he throwing that to? Absolutely mollywomped, beat down. I didn't even look at the receiver. I'm being perfectly honest. I just threw that one up. You don't care. I'm letting these bums play. Bums want to be bums. He's welcome back next year. Because why not? Why not? For the record, our kicker, Doinks, told us to put in Jarvis at quarterback, so. For the record. Jarvis's first and last snap from Cascade Valley came in this game. That was thrown to the tight end, by the way. Our desperation is so high, we're just lining up telling everybody just run down the field at this point, YOLO. Because why block? 11 seconds in a dream. Are we a poverty team? Yes, we are. The whole school is done. On 3rd and 10, the game says run Hail Mary. I will do what college football tells me to do.
And another one.
Because what's your 57th interception? The offseason. Here we come. No pause. Now, from a coaching standpoint after the game, we're peeved, okay? Our defensive coordinator ended up leaving. Wish we could have fired him, but he left before we could fire him because he knew what was happening. So we ended up getting Eric Gutierrez, who's kind of got a lot of points spent in motivator, a lot of points spent in recruiter, and we just need to make sure that we can get both of those spots. So I needed to bring him in. Solid. There are better guys available, but I felt like he was our best chance. The way the college football playoffs ended up going out is that Georgia brings it home and they win the Natty against Oregon, who they ended up beating 35-13. One day this will be us. UTSA made it all the way, by the way. They beat Florida. Things I didn't expect to see. But UTSA barely lost to Georgia, and then Georgia blows out Oregon. So crazy stuff happening in the college football playoff. We'll also cover award winners. So Gunnar Stockton brings home the player of the year as well as the Heisman, obviously. Head coach of the year goes to Neil Hobbs of Georgia. The best quarterback, Gunnar Stockton, kind of sensing a trend here. Best defensive player goes to Devon Jackson, who plays for Oregon. They also had Elijah Rushing, 2nd place there. Best defensive back goes to Jaleel Forens, again, of Oregon. They're just reaping in the rewards right now. Best running back was a Nicholas Singleton, one of the fastest running backs in the nation out of Penn State. The senior came back and dominated. Best receiver goes to Kenny Johnson of Pittsburgh. Your Lombardi goes to Elijah Rushing of Oregon. Your Unitas Golden Arm goes to Cade Klubnik of Clemson. Best defensive end, Elijah Rushing, probably the #1 overall pick, the way this dude balled out. But he's only a sophomore, so he's coming back to have an even greater year, probably. Best interior lineman, Dylan Fairchild of Georgia. They had 1 through 5. What? Best tight end goes to Oscar Delp of Georgia. Your Broyles Award goes to James Jeremiah, and that again is going to be Georgia and Oregon with your top guys. Your best linebacker goes to Devon Jackson. Your best center goes to Lalulu. I don't know how to say his name. Out of Oregon as well. I mean, this is just literally Oregon and Georgia winning and everything. Luke Groza goes to them as well, and best punter. Fix the sim engine and best returner. It went to Georgia. From a first team and second team All-American standpoint, you see the Cascade Valley had nobody on first team, and as you can probably guess on second team, we also had no one on that. We moved to the freshman team for the national perspective. You can also guess that we had no one there as well. But at the MAC, you can see that King Wilson ends up being first team from a MAC perspective. Kalen Franklin, who gave up more sacks than anybody can possibly remember, gets somehow first team right tackle. Defensive tackle, we get Devin Eastern, Steve Vetter at outside linebacker on the left side, Troy Parker at right outside linebacker on the right side. I'm surprised that Maz didn't get middle linebacker. Feels like he got kind of shafted there. Getty Strap is the starting safety, and then Matthew York, our punter, on first team. We move to second team. We don't really have anybody until you see DeMarcus Perkins at right guard, and then again, Doinks somehow getting second team. And then from a MAC freshman standpoint, Steve Kiernan is going to be there, wide receiver. We're also going to see Cornell Higgins and Isaiah Crowder. Those guys also did incredibly well. KJ Hartley, Draymond Grates, Paul Kahn, also getting some nods for the MAC freshman team. From a stats perspective, there's not a lot to love at passing. Blanco, 14 tutties, 19 interceptions. Tyndall, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Jarvis, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. We didn't love anything at QB this year. On the ground, King Wilson goes over 1,000 with 1,017 and 12 touchdowns. Blanco has 9 touchdowns. Hardy goes for 6. T goes for 59 yards and a touchdown. And Monty Dog averaged less than 2 yards per carry. So I'm nervous about him next year. At receiver, Kirby Morrison, 1,100 yards. The first 1,000-yard receiver, I believe, in Cascade Valley history with 64 receptions and 8 touchdowns. Jeremy Lewis balled out with 787. Hagens was great as a freshman tight end. I really like some of the younger pieces we have in the team, but we got a long way to go. I talked about Caitlin Franklin getting first team MAC, which makes no sense to me. He gave up 13 sacks, which is more than I think actually ties what the rest of the team did combined. Make it make sense. Defensively, Mazu led us in tackles with 77. You can see Getty Strap, King Richards, Paul Kahn had a really good freshman year as well. From a sack perspective, Steve Vetter goes for 9. Troy Parker goes for 6. We're going to see Lavander get 3.5. Bloom with 2.5. Harper, Eastern, Gates. A lot of these guys kind of contribute as well. Mazu with a 0.5 sack. Interceptions, Paul Kahn goes for 3, as does King Richards. Maslu gets 2. Then we had Draymond Grace, Getty Strap, Caitlin Carroll, and Jimmy Jangle all get 1. Defensive touchdowns, we didn't have a single one this year. From a forced fumble perspective, we had a couple of guys, King Richards, Maz, Draymond Grace, and Parker. Deflections, we had 5. Getty Strap had 11 in that area too. From a kicking perspective, Doinks wasn't super accurate. 13 to 21, missed a lot of the long field goals, but was 44-45 from an extra point perspective. When we kind of looking at this and break it down, from a field goal made 50 yards or more, he missed every single one. From 49 yards and fewer, he was 4 to 7, and then he kind of missed one in the 39-yard range. So he was pretty good if he was inside of 40 yards, but past 40, it was up in the air. From a players leaving standpoint, we're losing a lot of seniors, but not a single player wants to transfer, which is probably the best news. York is going to be going as our highest rated player. Perkins, Eastern, Vetter's going to leave as an 81 overall senior. He had a really good year with 9 sacks. Parker and company, King Wilson, like a lot of our guys are going to be missed, but at the end of the day, we've got to bring in some better talent. And if you're wondering from a draft result where our guys ended up, they're promoted to customer. They're working at car dealerships and accounting firms across the country. And we've wrapped up all of the recruiting, the transfer portal, all of that. We ended up getting a big-time recruit, Caden Curry, who was, I believe, out of Ohio State. We ended up getting him to come to Cascade Valley, a 4-star defensive end. Should be a monster. He's going to be an upcoming senior. But across the board, I really like the class we got. We got some quarterbacks, we got some running backs, we got some impact players on offense and defense, got some linemen. We found Mitch Harbor kind of late in the cycle in the transfer portal. He's a freshman, going to be a sophomore this upcoming season. 92 throw power, 91 speed, 92 excel, magician, option king, off platform, team player, winning time, headstrong, normal development trait. Would have loved to figure out a better development trait, but we've got some guys that can do well. Mayweather was a guy we tried to get the entire season. He ends up being a gem for us as well. He's going to be a tight end. We got a couple of deep threat wide receivers that are, again, going to be kind of buried in our depth chart, but I like their potential. We've got the depth we need. We just got to hope that we've got the roster we need going into year 3. And we do have a bunch of athletes. We have to figure out where they're ultimately going to play. David Shakir, I think this is the power running back. They say he could play left end or right end, but I think, he'd be a 62 overall as a power back. Okay, that's maybe not that great. I guess with Shakir, we could put him in a couple of different positions, but we're just going to put him at power back, let him sit for a little bit, and maybe he gets better. Okay, I take that back. I actually look at our outside linebacker position, and he would probably be better at left outside linebacker because we don't have a lot of depth right there right now, so we're going to move him there. I thought Jose Mayweather was definitely going to be a tight end, but he could be a 71 overall left outside linebacker, which would be our starter right now. When we kind of examine what we have at tight end, we have Hagens, right? He's been great. Mikhail is the transfer coming in. He'll be a senior coming into this year. or maybe he's a junior overall. I can't remember exactly, but I kind of would like to see what Mayweather ends up doing at tight end. He's got the best friend at, I think he has it. Yeah, he's got best friend at a platinum. So I feel like he's really meant to be a tight end. We're going to put him there, give him some time. He's redshirted. He'll be fine. Jox Forbes, the guy we thought was definitely going to be a running back, and I still think he probably ends up going there. But if you kind of look at what he has from a position change perspective, he could be a 72 overall outside linebacker on the left side. And as much as I want to put him at running back, we have some options. I don't love any of these guys as a day one running back, so I think left outside linebacker is where he goes. Now, Billy McGloster is a guy that we think is going to compete for the #1 spot at quarterback, and yeah, he's a 75 overall quarterback as an athlete, so we are putting Billy McGloster there to compete for that #1 spot. The other guy we loved at that spot was John Folk, a 74 overall athlete. He could be a 77 vertical threat tight end. a running back, a receiver, or a quarterback. The tight end thing is kind of interesting now. All right, I know John Folk is only 6 foot, 217 pounds, and he was supposed to be a scrambling guy. And if you look at kind of his abilities that we have here, when we pull him back up, he's got Option King, he has Extender, but I think McGloster is going to be a better option at QB, and it's really McGloster and Harbor, the guys are going to be fighting out for that #1 spot. This is a tough one, but I think I look at our tight end spot, it's Hagens is a dog, McHale is kind of an insurance policy, but we don't really have a true vertical threat, and this could give us a 92 speed guy in John Folk. 92 speed, 92 excel, 85 change of direction, ball carrier vision is a 79. He could be an okay running back, not a great running back, which is why I don't want to put him there. 78 catch, 80 catch in traffic, 86 spectacular catch. His route running is okay for short, not great for medium and deep, which is kind of similar to what most tight ends have. Release is good, 94 jump, 91 throw power. He's good across the board. I think John Folk, though, is going to be most utilized at tight end, which is where we're going to put him. All right, we've consulted our good friend, the Hollywood Bud, and he's told us he thinks putting him at running back is going to be the best shot. So we're going to give him a chance at running back. We can put him at receiver if need be, if he doesn't work out really there. And he'll be at least our backup running back in this season. And then our last guy is going to be Mr. Kevin Reyna. Could be a 71 overall fullback. Could be a tight end. We're going to probably put him, I think, man, 5'11", 203. I think we're going to give him an opportunity to be a halfback. He had decent ratings across the board. And I think if you kind of look at where he'd net out, he'd be behind Monty Dog. He's kind of a long-term project. You got to get his speed and things of that nature up. Spin move and juke move aren't super high. He's going to need some time, but he is a pretty good receiving back as well. Another controversial move we're going to have right now is Callum Bawanko is really not going to get any playing time. He's got McGloster and Harbor for sure ahead of him, unless something crazy happens. We're going to move him to the only really position he could play outside of quarterback, which is going to be running back. We know that if we do some trick plays, he could definitely be utilized there, but quarterback just isn't really going to be it for Bawanko. Now, looking at the training results for our actual team, a lot of guys increase. Mazu goes up to an 87 overall. Steve Tubbs goes up to an 85 overall. We are looking much better on defense. And you look at the guys we had on the roster previously. Tyndall goes up to a 73, goes up +2. Jarvis, somehow still in the team, goes up to a 72. Kendricks goes up to a 70. And running back Hardy and Bawanko both up to a 76. Teague and Dog have, marginal increases there. At receiver, Trey and Bell, I think, has the biggest increase, but Kirby Morrison's up a couple. Hector Omar's up about 5 or 4. Not a lot of our guys made a major jump, but there's solid stuff across the board. At tight end, Cornell Hagens was up to an 80. We see Bentley up to a 74. Springer's probably going to be off the actual team. Left tackle, we have Tariq Williams at an 81. Kohu's up to a 79. Left guard, Crowder, 79. A lot of our guys getting solid increases here. Temple Stonewall's up to an 81, as is Robertson to an 81 as well. At right guard, Bartle's up to a 77. At right tackle, Smokey Barrel's up to a 76. Maybe he actually gets a chance to start this year. At left end, Couch Smith and Flint are not really seeing a ton of increase here. Right end, James Arrow's up to an 80 for his junior year. Garland to a 75. Defensive tackle, okay, maybe, solid. At left outside linebacker, Laney's up to a 70. Middle linebacker, again, Maz has one of the biggest jumps this all season, up to an 87. Cardi to a 75 and Marshall to a 74. Outside linebacker on the right side, Draymond Gates is up to a 78, Underwood to a 77. Those guys should both play this year. Jimmy Jangle at corner at an 80. I think our guys at corner are solid. I was kind of hoping that Paul Kahn would go up. He didn't actually increase at all. He stayed at 76, which is not good news because he was our top corner last year, and now he's not even projected to start. At free safety, Steve Tubbs, though, goes from one of the last spots to the top spot. He's going to absolutely start. I'd love to see what he did this offseason. And then a strong safety, Getty Strap, stays at an 88. Joints goes from a 75 to an 81, so we're getting better there, but his kick power didn't really increase, so that's not really helping us a ton. And then in punter, we don't have a punter, so we'll figure that out with a walk-on. Starting off our season, we are going to be playing the Ohio State. Luckily, we're playing them at home, and we have Indiana, San Diego State, Liberty, and then, we get into the MAC schedule, which I feel pretty confident about. Bowling Green, we hate you, but we'll figure it out. Starting the season, we're also going with Billy McGloster as our starting quarterback. I kind of went back and forth between him and Harbor. Harbor still might get an opportunity to play in the game, depending on how it goes, if it's bad or good or whatever essentially happens, but these guys are pretty much neck and neck. McGloster has more abilities, so we're going to give him a shot and see how he does. Cascade Valley opening the season against The Ohio State University just feels scary. And that hurts. McGloster again getting the start at QB for us, but Ohio State is just sending dudes left and right. Okay, we see you, John Folk. Could have been a quarterback, but you're a running back wearing 19 instead. That's going to bring us to a 3rd down, 6 yards to go. Devontae Bryant in the slot, all 6'5" of him. McGloster's really that QB we've been looking for, man. We have desperately needed to find somebody who can just step up and be the QB of the future. Squad just fighting through it right now. Nice pass. We're going to try to break through that, and Morrison's going to get stood up. 3rd and short. Here comes McGloster. Little triple option. They're going to call a holding penalty. Unfortunately, that one's going to be coming back. So McGloster's going to line his guys up. Looking for something. They immediately get the blitz on him. Hardy with a nice move. Can he get the 1st down? I say he's close. That brings us to a very tough 4th and inches from the middle of the field. Coach McMervin knows we're playing the Ohio State. We need an upset on the calendar, and we're going to run it with our new freshman running back who gets it. Glosser's going to send Morrison in motion. Morrison, no shot. 2nd down, 13 to go. Yeah, McGloster hasn't seen speed like that in a while. 3rd and 13. Not exactly easy right now. He's got a guy. He's going to find Hector Omar, who's out here inside the red zone. First time this season, we're in the red zone. McGloster and company. Nice little run. Bawanko, again, former quarterback, now at running back. Slowly but surely, we're making a little bit of progress here. Underneath, Bell's going to call that one in for a couple. Big 3rd down. The blitz is there. He gets hit. Morrison's going to catch that one, and he has the 1st down. I don't know if we've ever dinked and dunked this much. There's a lot of different reasons why we're potentially doing that, but this has been a scary movement here, and Folk is going to be down at the 3. Bawanko in the backfield with McGloster. McGloster is going to pitch someone out here to Bawanko, who's got speed, but apparently not enough. McGloster's going to switch the play at the line. And this Ohio State defense was ready. They shut it down. I believe we had the ball for the entirety of the 4th quarter. We're going to line up here with Doinks, see if he can make every single field goal this year. And he started off 1 for 1. We'll take a 3-0 lead. Offensively, I feel like we can score a little bit, but defensively, that's really where all the questions are. But look at Mosley with a wrap-up tackle. Julian saying in it, quarterback right now. The nice run by their running back goes for a big gain. Scary hours. We got linebackers lined up now as our corners, and they're trying to get to the edge, but what a hit. They're sending another guy on a jet sweep. We're going to try to get to him. We finally do, but it's still, they get 5. This crowd is starting to get a little bit crazy. More fans are packed at Cascade Valley games than we've really ever had before, but we're still giving up easy routes. Julian Sand's going to switch the route up here for his team. Doesn't like the play he had. He's going to make an adjustment here, switching his guys all around, making sure everybody's lined up properly. They go with the RPO, but we got guys ready. They go with another run. Our guys are nowhere to be found. Recognize the run defense. Ohio State almost in the red zone. Good play action. Torches us on that. We gambled and we lost. John Folk, again, could have been the quarterback on this team. Ends up being the starting halfback. And ain't nobody blocking in this game. We are only in the 2nd quarter, and Ohio State has 8 quarterback pressures yet. Not a single sack, but they've pressured the quarterback a total of 8 times. Jesus Christ. So here we go. Ty Hardy in the game. 3rd down and 12. Running has been non-existent. Cascade Valley back on defense. Our punter kicked it 30 yards. So not exactly an ideal situation right now. We're going to keep fighting. Sand lining up Ohio State at 5 wide. They go for a short when that one's going to be held on to after Django makes a tackle. Our guys trying to lock in. We're kind of fearing the run right now. And they go with a misdirection and we stop it. Gloucester's got his team deep in their own territory, just needing something. How did I throw that? Shambles. Things looking not so great for Cascade Valley at the moment. We are struggling to really make anything happen. McGloster trying to use the wheels. He is going to get the 1st down, though, in the backfield by himself. Devontae Bryant again. 6'5" in the slot is crazy. Minute 44 on the clock. There we go. Get us a block. Solid. Ty Hardy's out of bounds. Gloucester so far cooking and just O-line still don't block. 2nd and 10. We're just trying anything, really. Gloucester looking to hand this one off. Folk makes a good move, but just goes nowhere. Minute and 12. We're just trying to get some points on the board. The field goal would be okay, but it's not. Ohio State is just different. Absolutely different. Crazy. Oh my God, we got to pick Mosley, the fastest linebacker on the team. We're back in territory. Gloucester. I literally just said we're going to throw another one because this game, it doesn't make sense. You can't throw with power. I'm leading. Let me lead. Ohio State continues to cook. Our guy just... I have a receiver on defense. The game put a receiver in on defense. The game put a receiver in on defense. All right, we're looking to see how else we can ruin Billy McGlosser's career against the Heisman. Okay, they're faster than my quarterback. This is crazy. The only passes I have that are open are those. I genuinely can't throw a pass that's more than 5 yards. This is just unbelievable. Is this a penalty on us? No? On them? I don't understand. 2 seconds and a dream. Dog, you cannot make this up. I hate it here. Find ourselves here in a terrible situation, but if you kick it to the right, it goes 20 yards. You kick it to the left, it goes not enough. It doesn't make sense. So down 18, we're just trying to throw another interception, I think, at this point. We got a completion. I don't hate what McGlosser has done today. Like, I think he's been perfectly fine, but it's Ohio State. There was no realistic part of me that thought we were going to walk out of here with the W, you know? I thought in our home territory, we might have a chance to keep it, you know, somewhat close, but our offensive linemen disengaged instantly. I don't know what to do. A dude who's... We got to catch. Multiple guys pressed. All of them will be covered. Or Higgins is wide open. We can't see the clock because the game is glitched. But McGlosser is going to use the feet to get into the end zone. And we'll kick another onside kick that'll be illegally touched. All right, so we aim high, but if we aim where it says, it won't work. So we'll aim here. And it doesn't go the distance it's supposed to. I'm honest only. Ohio State is who we thought they were. The number 13 team in the nation. We scored 21 in the fourth, but it doesn't matter because we threw a bajillion interceptions. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. We'll catch you guys on the uninstall.